Hey everyone, this is Grant with New Tech Blog, and this is an unboxing of a Westinghouse 32-inch LED LCD TV. The model number is the LD-3237 by Westinghouse. Alright, partially unboxed, we've got the 32-inch TV, a quick installation guide, the TV base, a remote control, and the power cord. The power cord does have a small inline AC-DC converter, power brick, but it's pretty small. So let's get a look at the TV. Alright, here's the TV unboxed. Already, there are a few things I like and a few things I dislike about it. One thing that I like is it does have a mostly all black bevel, and there's not a whole lot of anything on the face of it to distract. The two stickers obviously can be removed, so the Westinghouse logo is pretty small. One of the things I don't like is the TV's already got some smudges on it, and that's because there was no plastic actually covering the LED screen. So whenever you remove it from the box, it's easy to get part of the palm of your hand on it and put smudges on it before you even get it out of the box. The second thing is, and this is pretty hard to see, but it does have a small plastic bevel down here. It's really a clear plastic bevel with a red border. It looks like plastic you could peel off. It's actually part of the TV housing or part of the TV border. I don't really understand why that's there. Really, the TV would look nice and sharp with a pure black edge. Just my opinion. It does not need this clear plastic, which can pick up fingerprints and smudges, and as you can see, even picks up fog from warm fingers. And I think the red is detracting. One other thing that I have a small complaint about is the black border came with plastic covering it, as can be seen here, this protective plastic that is supposed to just peel off of the border, but not from the screen. And right down here, there's a small seam between this red and clear plastic and the edge of the TV, and you can actually see some of that plastic that is adhesive has stuck down in that groove. And doesn't easily pull off or peel out. So something that was there to protect the TV is actually stuck down in a crease, and it's going to take me a little while to work that out. So right out of the box, I kind of think that they could have done a better job protecting the surface of the TV, changing some of the bevel, and I'm sure I'm the one in a million that plastic sticks in on that crack, but annoying. Other than that, it's a good looking monitor, and I look forward to mounting it on the base. The next thing is the base does come with screws. There are some batteries included for the remote. The base does come with a few screws, and if you look, it comes with 5 screws. 4 of them have got flat ends, and one of them has got a pointed end. The pointed end being for drilling through wood and things like that. If you look at the base has actually got 4 holes in the base, and those will connect into the back of the TV. And you gotta wonder, what's the 5th one for? And really, the 5th one is the one that's pointed, the wood screw, is to go through the bottom of the base, and it's essentially there so that you can screw your base into a countertop, which sounds like a nice idea. It says that you can actually anchor the base onto a desk or something like that for provided stability. But in our case, if you want to mount it on top of a TV stand, if you want to mount it in a cabinet or on a dresser or a nice piece of wood, most likely you're not going to want to drill a hole in that. So I don't know how stable the TV will be without that. It's one of those things where, of course, it's an option. You don't have to. But it'll be nice to see how stable the TV is without drilling the base into something. Alright, here's the TV out and mounted to its base. I've got the image overexposed a little bit so that you can actually see through the dark here. This is where the 2 screws go in here and here. So it's a total of 4 screws, and it does take a Phillips screwdriver. One of the features of this TV, though, that I do really like is it's got a receded area in the back, this sideways L shape, and that is where you obviously hook up your different component wires and cables to the TV. What's nice about that is, since it's receded, is if it does set on an exposed location, like a countertop or a dresser or someplace like that, then when people walk in from the side, they're able to see the TV and the thin, slim profile of the TV, and they don't have to see all of the cables hanging out of the back. They're more receded into it to give it a slimmer side profile. Alright, this is the profile of the Westinghouse 32-inch LED TV. They talk about being slim. It is very slim. At 1.56 inches deep, not even 2 inches deep. It's a very thin monitor. It does have a slight lip around the bevel here, and that's really part of the bevel that frames in the front of the TV. But instead of it having a solid, secure top and bottom, there is a bit of a bevel to it. But at 1.56 inches thick, it's a very slim profile TV. Alright, here's some of the connections on the back of the TV. This is the L-shaped area. You do have your power in, and then you have audio in and VGA in order to hook up a computer. You've got your regular composite in. To the right of that, you've got your coax cable in, which we've got hooked up for satellite. Then you do have your audio out. Your left-right, we've got hooked up to a little stereo. Over on the right side, you have an HDMI in. There is actually an HDMI 1, which we've got plugged in, and HDMI 2 below that. Above that, you have a regular full-size USB, and then your SPDIF, or your digital fiber optic audio out. So you've got your digital connections on the right with your two HDMIs, your USB, and your digital audio, your analog connections, and your power running along the bottom. Alright, here it is, finally installed in the cabinet. It's got a nice all-black profile, and again, some of the only things that are identifying factors are the small W logo, and again, the red strip with the clear plastic. I'm not a fan of it, but it's not really very noticeable once you get back from the TV. This is the initial startup screen. We'll choose English. Time zone. You get to select your power on mode, go through the setup process. And there you have it. It has found and connected to our RCA wireless player that plays Netflix, YouTube, Vudu, Hulu Plus, and Pandora. And we will go through the rest of the Westinghouse setup and post our final reviews online.
I mean, normally the rain would make me want to stay at home curled up with a good book, but everybody's being so nice to me today. I'm really happy being here.
Alright, so hopefully that gives you a short idea of the quality. The audio really is pretty decent. It's easy to hear from a flat screen. It is a little bit tinny, but that's also straight out of the box. As far as the menu goes, you can access the picture. Nice little icons here for brightness, contrast, saturation preset stuff. Sharpness, your color temperature, and your hue. You can also get into your audio settings here and adjust your bass, treble, mess with your balance, your SS3D options, TV speakers, do some audio presets. Master reset, you can change your view mode from standard to fill and overscan. And then you got your settings, which is setting up your date and time, your on-screen display timeout, your on-screen display language, your power settings, and to go into your version, firmware, and stuff like that. So those are your general settings. You can tweak everything a little bit. One other thing to note for people that are really big into aesthetics is there is a red light that glows when the TV set is turned on. Often that's a green light, and sometimes it's not real noticeable. This set, it's definitely noticeable. It's not really what I would call obnoxious, but if you're in a dark room, you're definitely going to notice it. They've actually got the red light behind this plastic screen, and what it does is it helps to illuminate this red strip that's here. So the red light, you can see it reflecting off of the base. It also hits the red strip. So if something like that bothers you, know that that's there. As far as the image quality and the picture quality, seems to be pretty good. It's got a 100,000 to 1 contrast ratio, so the dark should be dark, and the picture should look pretty good. As I said, we'll put a few more details up on the website.